Well, thank you everybody for joining us on our healthy living tips. And we are continuing today with our topic of toxicity and fatigue. It's an important topic for all of us. My name is Anuschka Alborzian. I'm an empowerment health coach and energy healer.
And I'm Dr. Rachael Meir, a clinical and health psychologist and also health and wellness advocate.
Yes, ma'am. We both love health, everything health, and that's the opposite contrast of it, toxicity, right? And just really having a little bit more information on that for people. I feel like educating and bringing the knowledge of that makes a lot of difference. I know it made a huge difference for me when I started learning about how much toxicity there is out there, whether it's in our food, in our makeup, our lotion, our cleaning products, or just in the air, really, right? And so we thought, let's bring this topic up again because it's a very important one.
It is really important, and I certainly didn't understand the magnitude of the impact that toxins can have and the way in which we're exposed to them. And you think about even water too, and everything we shower and drink and potentially get exposed to, in our skin being our largest organ, and so many things, so many ailments in today's society that just didn't exist 50, 100 years ago. We didn't have so many cars on the road, or we didn't have the issues with the way that we grow food, or the extra chemicals that are added to things. And when you look at fatigue absolutely being one of them, but skin issues and autoimmune conditions and diabetes and cancers and things that just, because of how much our body's constantly trying to eliminate this toxicity, but can't keep up with the rate that it's exposed to it. Right?
Yeah, and it's even the newer type of science that comes about, like in beauty is, and I bring this up only because I started doing a little bit of research. We were talking about Botox yesterday, right? And how I'm like, I've done it once. Well, personally, I mean, more power to those that want to do it, but me personally, I won't go there. One, I didn't like the results at all. And then the other part was I actually was reading more into it. I'm like, because I remember something about it being like a bacteria or something, right? And so I was like, well, let me actually read into it. And it's like they've taken two words, and one of them being Botulia, whatever the bacteria name is, and toxin, and they've made it Botox, right? So it's actually a toxin that people are injecting in their faces, which then, I mean, yes, it literally like blocks well, from what I understand, it like blocks the nerves from communicating with the muscle, which that's why it gives that flat wrinkleless face, right? So anyhow, I'm not like, no judgment here if that's what you're doing. That's your choice. And there's other ways of going about things like that where you don't put toxins in your body. And that includes like what Rachel was saying, right? Skin is our like our biggest organ. And when we put certain products like makeup on our face that have a lot of chemicals and toxins in it, without just making our body work that much harder. And if we're not getting the
right, facilitating the aging process.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I mean, we're trying to combat all the aging effects of saggy skin and maybe skin discoloration and whatnot, but instead, you and I, so much on prevention is what can we do to eliminate not having to go down that path and stay as young and vibrant and healthy looking, because we're not putting the bad stuff in the body, and instead we're getting rid of it and eliminating it.
Right? Exactly. And it's like, well, what can you do, right? What can you do? Yes, you can be clean, but and when you still are the cleanest that you can be, there's still pollution. There's still so many other factors, like even stress or stress levels, right? That cortisol becomes toxic to the body. So it's like, what can you actually do to release this toxicity, and in a way where you're actually cleaning your whole body out and letting go of that fatigue. That to me, I've only been able to do that with our cleanse, really. Right. I mean, and I'm sure you've had a similar experience, but I mean, even just like, when is it that I had my MRI like 2 weeks ago? And this is when we started talking about it last week. I'm like, when you brought up this topic, I'm like, yeah, let's actually talk about this again, because it blew my mind. I mean, it does every time. Like whenever, because typically I'll do cleanse here and there. I'm not as much right now since we're we're working on conceiving, and so I need my body to have the nutrients. And after the MRI, I was like, okay, it's time to do this cleanse. And I cannot tell you, like, I'm still blown away about how much energy I had the day after, like 36 hours of just
Right.
minimal food to keep my body in detox mode. I mean, no caffeine, by the way. Like, I'm not doing any caffeine right now. So
Right.
that's like one
Right.
of the things that I really noticed as like my own experience.
And the best kind of analogy that I ever give to people, because they're like, well, yeah, how could you have so much energy if you're not eating, right? And you're not fueling your body. But instead, it's looking at what's all that stuff that's weighing us down. And just like if you clean out your filter in your air furnace, or, clean out the coffee grounds in the coffee in the morning, when these things clog up, then it doesn't run as fast. It's not as efficient. It gets sluggish, right? And that's what's happening in our body when we're overloaded and overexposed with toxins, and they're built up in our cells, which, by the way, is your body's protective mechanism so that the toxins don't get to your organs. Then you're weighted down with inflammation, you're weighted down with toxicity, weighted down with all of this heaviness, right? And the chemicals. So when you do an intermittent fast combined with nutritional cleansing, and something that's going to help the liver and the kidney, facilitate more of that detoxification, but at a faster rate, people are on cloud nine. I mean, you just have this burst of energy. You feel absolutely amazing. I know that's why you and I literally for 7+ years cleanse almost every week. I also say it's like rebooting your computer or your phone. Yeah. When things just start to get sluggish, restart, refresh.
Refresh. And it's another analogy I love using too is just like we take showers on the outside. Now imagine if we didn't shower. Like how much buildup would we have in our hair, right? All the pores, all of that, right? Well, inside needs a shower too. And that's what this does. It's that cellular cleanse. It's like shower, we do it externally to cleanse. This is more so on a cellular level to clear out the toxins that we've been holding on to. Yes, our body naturally detoxes,
but it has to change to keep up at the rate that we're exposed to them.
Absolutely. So that's what really wanted to come on and share about, because I know how important that is. It's amazing to see the amount of autoimmune diseases that are out there these days because, one, the lack of nutrients in people's bodies, the increase in stress, of course, and then the toxics that are around us. And I'm sure there's other factors that I'm not even aware of, right? These are just the ones that I'm even aware of.
Right. And of course, we've talked about this a number of times, not that we would ever claim to be able to prevent cancer or, treat diabetes. But when you look at those things at the core, when you're able to fuel your body with excellent nutrition that we just can't get anymore, you help the body manage and mitigate the stress response, because the stress isn't going away, but if we can effectively manage it better and expedite, the release of the toxins from the body so that they're not being held on in your cells, only good things could come out of that. I mean, you're just naturally going to feel better. And from a prevention standpoint, I believe you're priming your body, setting it up for the best success possible, given versus smoking or not exercising or being sedentary or eating junk food and, not managing your stress. Obviously, a lot greater likelihood that you're going to lead to disease than trying the other route.
Absolutely. For sure. And it gives, I believe this also, just having this nutrition system, isogenics, and the different products with all this, right? Like all these core pillars, I believe also it's given me personally a freedom to actually be able to eat more and be able to treat myself more without that feeling of like, oh my gosh, what am I putting in my body? I have to be 100% organic. I mean, can you imagine? Like that is so restricting. I don't think I would ever travel again if I was like that, because I mean, where do you go where everything is organic, right? We don't even have that here. So to me, it's actually given me such a peace of mind and freedom to say, hey, I'm not going to be perfect and super clean all the time, 100%. And I have something to support me the times that I'm not, to make sure I fully release the toxins that are in my body anyway.
Yeah, 100%. I couldn't agree with you more. And before isogenics, I used to just watched everything, and it was obsessive, and it was draining and exhausting, and I still didn't feel good. I was trying harder and I felt like shit. Now it's easier, feel amazing, and you just really, it's that like insurance. And literally, why do you buy insurance? Just to give you that peace of mind. This is like nutritional insurance that you just don't have to stress over it, which is amazing. I totally agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's really what we wanted to share with everyone is listen to your body. When you're feeling fatigued, there's a reason for it, right? And more coffee is not going to do you any good. More caffeine is not going to do you any good. So fatigue is your body talking to you. And really it's getting to what is causing that fatigue and doing something about it. And these products, I'm a huge advocate. Rachel's a huge advocate. We're pretty crazy when it comes to looking at labels and making sure that something is no compromise, and why we both fully trust this company because they test their products for toxicity and chemicals when they're raw ingredients, as well as when they've actually gone through the process to ensure that they're clean products. So that's why. And if there's anything else you want to add to that, because
I mean, again, it's just there's so many products out there that will make health claims, and at the end of the day, when you really look at the raw ingredients, they can be compromised. They've had products that get pulled off the shelf after they find out that they've got exposures of certain things, and you never ever hear about that with these generic. And it's just the cleanest possible. They've personally taken stuff off when they don't have the right ingredients or they can't get the highest quality that they want. It's phenomenal.
Yeah. Like like I feel like one of our products is like has been out of stock for who knows how long, and I'm sure that's one of the reasons they want to make sure that they have the highest quality raw ingredients before they even get it out to us. It's not about only make, of course, I mean money, right? But it's not just about that for this company, and that's what I love about them. It's more of like health first, and I'm all about health first. So, and I know you are too. So,
yeah, this is awesome. If anyone ever has any questions or wants to just talk individually what's going on with them, both Anuschka and I are absolutely always here, accessible and ready to talk if you want to take your health. What do you say? Health
and well-being to the next level. Yes. Yes, reach out to us. We'd love to share more. We're always supporting others, and that's the beauty of it. We're there with you. We're supporting you the whole way. We have we have private messages with you. We have private groups and everything. So it's not like here, get it, go, right? That's the beauty of this company as well, is that you'll have us as support right next to you rather than getting a product from like Costco or somewhere else, right? Because you get it and there is no support when you get it from places. I'm sure they have great products, and this is the extra level, the VIP level. That's what you get with us. So reach out if you're ever interested in hearing more. We're more than happy to have those conversations with you.
Perfect. Happy Monday.
Bye. Happy Monday.